Albert French has been heralded as one of America's finest new novelists. The author didn't even start writing until he was 43 years old. His first two novels, Billy and Holly, both received critical acclaim, and Albert French became an overnight literary success. People may speculate that he learned a thing or two from his cousin, award-winning novelist John Edgar Wideman, but French's writing rings true with an individual voice all its own. His new book, Patches of Fire, offers an insight into his experience as a black soldier in Vietnam, and I am pleased to have him here. Did you grow up in, first of all, welcome. I'm pleased to meet you.
Thank you.
Did you grow up in Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh all the way.
All the way.
Yeah.
And worked as a photographer?
For the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette here.
Yeah. What did you do before Vietnam?
High school, as a kid. I was living in a small area, peeking out at the world through TV.
Yeah.
Seeing things happen, never knowing that I would be such a part of it.
Yeah. And then drafted?
No, I joined. I joined the Marines in 1963, and just a little bit before Vietnam. And then the South came. I'd never been South before, and then the experience, I guess, I started to write about in Billy. Some of the things I saw, stayed in my mind.
This was a story of what happened in terms of to a young man accused of...
Billy's a young man that was accused of killing a young girl, and Billy was sentenced and executed in the electric chair. It's a fictional story.
Right.
But I think the feelings in the book are very real.
That you had from going south as a young man?
I saw the South. I saw the faces on people. I saw their meager freedoms that they held in their hands. And I guess I was young then, and I didn't really understand it. But through age, it became something that stuck with me. And I can write very easily about the South. I feel it. I feel the people. I still see some of the faces. I still see the mules out in the yard, the bounty mules, the tattered clothing that the young children wore along as the train went south for the first time. And I recalled that, and I started writing Billy, and Holly for that matter. I would draw on that memory to bring out the South as I saw it then.
But back to high school and joining the Marines and going 63 and going to Vietnam, first to the South and then to Vietnam. You come back from Vietnam after 6 months with a wound in your neck, yes?
Correct.
At 65, this enormous experience you had, you didn't write about it until 1995, 6?
No, I didn't write about it at all. Sometimes I tried to push it out of my mind. Sometimes I tried to forget I was there. Writing did not enter my mind at that point. I never knew I'd be sitting there talking to you as a writer. I didn't know that. I never wanted to be a writer. I don't like writing. Writing hurts to me. When I write about subjects that aren't particularly funny or amusing. So it hurts when I write, and it's very important that when I do write, that I go back to these places. I go back to the South. I have to see it in order to write about it, and writing Patches of Fire was very painful because that's not fiction. I knew what was going to happen the next page. I knew that a friend of mine was going to get killed on the next page or in a particular chapter, and writing as a narrator, it drew on me because I was one of the characters. I was going to get hurt too.
Did you have to write this fast? I mean, once you started, it was almost like you couldn't let go of it.
It's not a question of can you pick it up and finish it. The question becomes when will I be able to put it down? And I write fast because I'm there. And it's something that once I get into, nothing else exists.
What's your Vietnam story?
I think it's here. I think it's in the books. I think through some of the things I've saw, I've been able to grow as a man, perhaps not as a boy, but as a man, to have passion, to understand, to appreciate peace. Standing outside waiting to come on the show, just appreciating the kids going by. It's a nice day, and to appreciate those moments.
To cherish the moments and to have some sense of the generosity of being alive.
Yes. Life is something that I saw is not guaranteed. Death does not care. It does not give someone a break just because they are somebody or so. I saw it take a lot of people, good people, innocent people. And what I want to do is to live as much as I can, write as much as I can, and make a contribution with my life.
You said you didn't want your mother to read this.
No. She knew things. I mean, of course she knew I was in Vietnam, and of course she knew I was shot. She did not know I laid out in the rice paddy for about 12 or 14 hours with my neck all ripped open. And I didn't want her to read it. I didn't want her to read the inner thoughts I had as a Marine, as someone there, the thoughts about killing, the thoughts about some of the ugly things that we may have done, that I may have seen, that I may have been a part of. I didn't want her to know about that part of me.
And the impact it had on you after you came back, so that only 34 years later, or 33 years later, does it appear in book form? I mean, could you sleep? What was the impact of all this on you?
It's dark in here now, and the impact still is, because I'm concerned. I'm aware of the darkness behind the cameras, so there's always a little feeling of being alert whenever you're in an intense situation. And when I get into intense situations, Vietnam is very much a part of me in that respect.
And when you talk to other soldiers,
yeah,
is the experience the same?
100%. If they were ground troops, and we can talk, and not just Vietnam, Korean vets, World War II vets, we can talk as men now about our experiences. And I think what it does, I think the thing that we dislike the most is that it robs something from us. But now we don't even know what it is. The only thing we knew was something good that we should have kept or been able to keep. Maybe it was our innocence.
Did you keep your innocence?
No.
You lose that at 18.
Yeah, that's gone. That's gone. The only thing I have left that's still a mystery, still mystical, is writing. I don't know where it comes from. It's something that I can do, and I don't want to understand it. I don't want to dissect it. I don't want to take it apart. I don't want to know what commas do and all the stuff here. I just want it to come, and that's what I have. It's something that I can give, you know.
Do you think it's a gift?
I know it's a gift. I have no formal training in it whatsoever. Last English class I had was in high school. I don't always appreciate it because I just do it. To me, writing is sitting down at the typewriter, putting a paper in, filling up that page, and putting another one in. What I cannot do, and will not let happen, is to let anything get between me and that paper. Okay, nothing can get between there, because...
What would get between you and the paper?
Thinking about what's going to happen, about the reviews, thinking about how this is going to appear, thinking about how this person may think about what I'm writing. I have to be honest with the characters that I'm writing about.
What did you worry about in putting this down? This Patches of Fire.
I worried about my family. I worried about opening up myself to a lot of people. I worried about being honest in the book and expressing my fears, my disappointments. I worried about my mother reading about how I was, what actually happened. I worried about seeing it all over again as I wrote it.
But you can't avoid that, can you?
No, I can't. But I'm proud of it because I did it. It's done. It's been accepted.
The book?
Yeah, it's done.
Are you proud of your service? That you were able to
Am I proud
survive? Or do you walk away from that kind of experience having seen someone killed right next to you, someone that you knew, you walk away from that saying?
I walked away with a lot of sadness, and guys I knew, particularly a good friend of mine, Vernon. I walked away with sadness. I walked away with guilt. Even when I was told I was going home, I felt guilty about it. But I'm proud that I was able to take those moments, how horrid they may have been, put them into my work, perhaps make a difference somewhere, sometime.
I think this is the first, I may be wrong, you can correct me, the first memoir of Vietnam written by a black man.
I believe that's what the publishing people tell me.
And also, I think it was in the New York Times Book Review when they said that you underscore Ernest Hemingway's dictum that for an artist who goes to war in his youth, he accumulates or she accumulates material for a lifetime.
I believe that to be true because there's certain cores of feelings, certain things, emotions and passions and stuff. A war brings all that together. It brings the love. It brings everything that we appreciate is on the line all the time. And to survive it, you may get away from the war, but you never get away from that moment that you may have lost it all. So it becomes more precious to you.
Do you want to write more memoir, or do you want to go back to writing novels?
I'm working on just novels. I think Patches of Fire was enough. I mean, getting too close to me, I'm okay. I can let that go now. I mean, I got that out of
So it is a cathartic experience.
Yeah, just one time.
Patches of Fire, A Story of War and Redemption. Albert French, the author of Billy and Holly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us here in Pittsburgh. We'll see you tomorrow night back in New York.